The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, written by Francis Scott Fitzgerald. The author was born in 1869 in St. Paul, Minnesota, but of Irish origins. Yet at the age of 13, he published his first literary composition in the school paper. Even if his talent is evident from the beginnings, Fitzgerald will wait years before gaining the trust and the accomplishment of the public. The young author, moved to New York, must undergo to work in the advertisement sector so to earn the money to live. But certainly the priority of this young talent will remain emerging as an author. Moreover, his ambitions are amplified by the decisive encounter with a young aristocratic Zelda Zaire, who would have never accepted to marry a man without an economical security. Fitzgerald is therefore more and more inducted to achieve his aim, becoming an author of international fame. In 1920, Fitzgerald publishes his first relevant novel, This Side of Paradise, a typical Bildungsroman that narrates of the tales affairs of the young Emery Blaine during the main phases of his life among success and failure. With his novel, Fitzgerald gains popularity, and Zelda accepts to marry him just the same year in New York. By now on, the young and fascinating couple will be considered a legend of the Jazz Age. Beyond extravagance, debauchery, and transgression, Fitzgerald will be able to express all his literary potential, becoming one of the most important exponents of the Anglo-American literature. Nevertheless, his success will not heal the eternal conflict that will always accompany his existence, living in the same society that he disapproves and criticizes. Beautiful and Damned, published in 1922, narrates this contrast. The same year, a collection of tales, which contains the interesting short story The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Gatsby, novel published in 1925, today rediscovered by the literary and film criticism, seals the contradictions of the Roaring Twenties, lived in the indifference of the riches and in the sense of helplessness and defeat of who would like to break the established order and transcend social classes. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button by Francis Scott Fitzgerald is published in 1922, and its cinema version by David Fincher is dated back in 2008 and interpreted by Brad Pitt and Kate Blanchett. Inspiration for the tale is a quotation of Mark Twain that says, "It was a pity that the best part of life came at the beginning and the worst part at the end." The author of The Curious Case of Benjamin Button says he wants to try an experiment upon only one man in a perfectly normal world, so to give to his idea a fair trial. The story, set in the late 19th century in Baltimore, tells about a newborn with the appearance of a decrepit octogenarian in a family with an enviable position, both social and financial, who is forced to regenerate while going backwards the stage of its growth. This paradoxical story recounts various circumstances in which the life, on the contrary, of Benjamin Button goes through important moments of the American history. What commons the films to the short story is the basis idea of Mark Twain, while the atmospheres and the human relations, both friendship and love, are different. The film, compared to the book, is more dramatical and full of action, and therefore the screenplay differs from the plot of Fitzgerald's story. The first scene of the film takes place in a hospital, where an old woman named Daisy, who is on her deathbed, asks her daughter, Carol, to read a diary. This is a revealing diary that reconducts the spectator through various flashbacks to the story of the main character. The first scene in flashback describes the suffer of a mother who, giving birth to his son, dies, and of the father who, bewildered for the physical aspect of the newborn, decides to abandon him on the porch of a hospice. Here the newborn will be taken by the good and generous Queenie, the owner of the hospice, who cannot have children and will take care of him as his baby, accepting his diversity. The film is built up with drama and moments of emotion which create empathy with the viewer. The director takes distance from the atmospheres of the novel that has a harsh and funny tone and makes the facts faster and more captivating compared to the film. If in the film the hospice becomes Benjamin's home, in the story the mother does not die with the childbirth and just his father takes care of him, who, although the evident old appearance of Benjamin, treats him as a newborn, buying rattles and feeding him with hot milk. A simile of the film with the story are the descriptions and the relationships between the old newborn and the elder person that surrounds him. In the book, Benjamin relates with his grandfather, who is first jealous but afterwards becomes friend and accomplice. In the film instead, through the stratagem of the hospice, Benjamin is the same age of many old people who live the last years of their life in this serene and peaceful place. There Benjamin, while having the appearance of an old man, integrates easily and builds up joyful, fraternal and friendly relationships that will teach him many things about life. The hospice becomes his school, the place where Benjamin feels protected and accepted. Here he will begin to handle with his feelings, particularly for a little girl named Daisy, granddaughter of a woman hosted in the hospice. The day of his 18th birthday, Benjamin decides to go discover the world and boards the ship of Captain Mike, where besides many adventures, he will take part in the Second World War. Benjamin visits many places, from where he sends every time a postcard to his beloved Daisy. The two seek for each other over the time, and when they finally reach the same age, a deep and passionate love, which gives birth to a girl, births. The love story of Benjamin and Daisy is the red line that goes along the film. In fact, the female character is the principal witness of the happiest moment of Benjamin's life, who loves Daisy so much to give up his love and his daughter to avoid her to suffer to grow him sooner or later as her child. On the contrary, in the book, the main theme is represented by the father-son relationship, first of Mr. Button and Benjamin, and then of Benjamin and his son Roscoe. The female character in the book, Hildegard Moncrief, Daisy in the film version, is moved to the background. Known during a ball, she will become Mrs. Button and the mother of Roscoe, but she will not have the importance she has in the film. With the passage of the time, Benjamin, while he gets younger and Hildegard becomes older, will no more feel love for her, so to ask himself what possible fascination she had ever exercised over him. On the contrary, in the film, the only thing that lasts during time is the love between Benjamin and Daisy, an endless love that overcomes the borders of the age and of the physical look, that goes beyond the appearances, giving us a lesson of life by showing how a deep feeling as between mother and child, lovers, weaks, and charitables can be the only true reason of existence.